Son Sean is somewhat more than mischievous.
He broke some of the rules.
Sean has been suspended for 3 days.
Teacher says constant disruption, will not follow directions.
Sean's father is asking the school to readmit his son.
Sean is a defiant young man. To have a teacher give him a direction, he just as well not obey it as to obey it. It's left up to Sean. Sean does what he wants to do.
They inform me every move that's being made with a child here in this school. If there's a problem, they call you at home. If they can't get you home, they get you at work.
Mr. Waterman, what I want to do with Sean is give him one more chance.
But before Sean can come back to school, the Watermans sign what's called a behavioral contract that Sean promises to honor.
I will follow class rules of each individual classroom.
That is your responsibility now, okay?
Dad has been very cooperative with us.
Dad's been helping quite a bit.
Sean's father is willing to come to school and help discipline his son.
We'll just try to keep getting better. That's all we can do.
But with some kids, the school is on its own.
I think society has created an atmosphere outside where children have been allowed to get away with some things. Not all parents are as strict at home.
But they're strict here.
You can watch the game, but I want you looking up here, monitoring the kids.
And at Mayport, they try to involve everyone in the discipline program.
If you have any problems, call me on the radio, and we'll go up there and get the person that's causing those problems. You got it?
This is the Shark Patrol. 25 students who volunteer to prowl the halls, hunting for trouble.
Student support. We need their support and to get them on our side to let them know we're working together as a team, okay?
Armed with two-way radios and sharp eyes.
Y'all are doing a fine job in helping us tell the students to put the shirts in.
Robert Gresham is the Shark Patrol's faculty advisor.
They have taken an oath that they're going to stand up for our school, and any kid that causes us problems, then we need to do something about this kid.
But in my day, kids like that were called tattletales, snitches. They weren't popular.
Right, in our days. Now, over 700 students are in line right now to become Shark Patrol.
Peer pressure is the first line of defense at Mayport, and it works most of the time. But there are times when the daily battle here requires tougher weapons. And for a 13-year-old like Clifford Edgar, there is no weapon tougher than Mom. Clifford is a football star, a big man on campus, and a troublemaker.
He made physical contact with the jaw of another student.
And called me a redneck mother blinker.
They've tried detention.
I don't know what I was doing because I was all riled up.
You were all riled up?
They've tried suspension.
I want him to stay on track, but I can't put up with this anymore.
Now they're trying shadowing. That means today, everywhere Clifford goes, his mother will go.
The last couple of years I've had trouble with him in school. Last year was the pits.
You like being shadowed? What's it like? What's it feel like?
Slow down.
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
Beginning with the last number one, or ending with the last number one.
What embarrasses you?
Just your mom being here walking with you and all.
No. You're embarrassing him.
Evidently.
After he was shadowed, Clifford got into trouble again. The school is considering what to do with him.
Read that last paragraph.
Any violation to this contract.
Sean Waterman, who signed the behavior contract in front of his dad.
Severe discipline measures.
Okay. You know what the more severe discipline measures are? What are they?
Alternative school.
Broke the rules again 2 hours later. He's been sent to an alternative school where the rules are even tougher.
At first, a 2-year-old's temper tantrum may be cute. But after a while, it becomes irritating. And then, downright nerve-wracking.
He still needs a little bit more time out, I think.
If you think you're seeing more of this behavior these days, you are.
Heart sounds fine. Let's kind
When
of
Dr. Bruce McIntosh became a pediatrician more than 20 years ago, He spent most of his time treating childhood illnesses.
Okay, throat looks fine. Okay, all done, big guy.
Today, he says more and more children are coming in with behavior problems they should have outgrown.
Bye-bye, Harrison. You were reasonably good. It's normal for a 2-year-old to act in a childish manner, but once he starts demanding more than it's reasonable for a 2-year-old to expect, then he starts being spoiled.
Meet Dalton, a 2.5-year-old who has it all figured out.
Whoa, did something bite your hand? Come on.
Whenever he cries, Dad pays attention. Dad is John Cuminelli, a pharmacist, who takes care of Dalton by himself until his wife gets home in the evening.
See, all your tears are gone. You're not going to cry in the car, are you?
And even John would admit he doesn't quite have the hang of it.
All right. Come here. All right, let me reach back here. Is that better? Well, see, you got to stop crying. You know, I know when I'm being manipulated. You know, I know when he's doing it to me. Dalton. Come on. You know, I kind of feel guilty working all day, and then I go and get him, and... It happens. You know, you try to make sure he's happy. I hate to see him crying.
Working outside the home may be a matter of economic necessity. I think these days a lot of families need 2 incomes to get along.
I didn't have time to do anything with dinner or anything.
And why does that make it more difficult to be parents and raise kids?
Well, it's because the parents then have less time for the children and less time for themselves.
You don't want that? You want which one?
And often, just to keep peace in the house, McIntosh says,
What is that?
parents avoid disciplining their children even when they need it.
Come on, hurry up. I'm going to win. You want to have good quality time with them. You don't want to be fighting with them. And I don't know. It's easier to give in to a certain amount of degree just to keep them happy.
Ozzie Nelson never had these problems. This is the idealized version of family life that most of us grew up with. You know, mom stays home and teenagers still drink milk. It's not so simple anymore.
Today, only about 35% of American families still live like Ozzie and Harriet. But researchers say that doesn't mean that parents in the 1990s can't do just as good a job as their counterparts from the 1950s. Married or single, working outside the home or in. What makes a difference, they say, is not the parents, but the parenting.
What we're seeing now in research is that children who haven't had limits set for them appropriately along the way, when they're 2, 3, 4 years old, are often children who develop discipline problems when they're in the elementary school years, and those are often kids who develop more serious problems during the adolescent years.
Dr. Larry Steinberg is a psychologist who co-authored a 4-year study of 20,000 teenagers. What he found is that problems in school, even the use of alcohol and drugs, can often be traced to what he calls indulgent parents.
These are parents who might be very loving and warm toward their children, but these are parents who don't set very many limits and don't make very many demands of their kids. They let the kids call the shots.
You're going to read one book and then we go to sleep.
And that imbalance of power is most apparent at bedtime.
Cinderella. Difficulty bedtime with Dalton. That means, Dad, one more story, you know, after I've read them 3. Give me kisses goodnight, Dalton.
What happens if you walk out?
He'll cry. What do you want to hear, Dumbo? Okay, and then that's it. Then we sleep, right? Once there was a circus elephant named Mrs. Jumbo.
It's not that Dalton doesn't get any discipline. Look what happens when Mom, Juna Lynn, steps in.
You ready to go to sleep?
Yeah.
He immediately quiets down.
Now you go to sleep, okay?
But this may actually confuse Dalton.
Very often in
See you later.
households with preschool-age children who misbehave a lot, who are difficult to manage, the problem often is inconsistency on the part of the parents. Sometimes it's inconsistency between the parents.
So is he in bed for the night now?
He's in bed for the night.
Yeah,
But you can still hear him.
He knows if he gets out now, Mom's gonna yell at him.
You're a pushover, John.
I know.
The Cuminellis know they have a problem. The question is, how do they fix it? When we come back, how the parents of this 2-year-old tempered her tantrums.